Hi everybody, welcome back. This week I just wanted to talk about my day out yesterday to Hammerhead 2023 at the Newark Showground. It's a show I try to go to every year, so I just wanted to kind of share my my shopping bits that I managed to pick up, a few comments about the show, and then I wanted to share with you some photographs of some of the key games that I took, and a couple of bits of video, an interview as well to share, which I think you'll find quite interesting. So general views, comments on Hammerhead. I've got to say, if I'm being really honest, from years previous, it probably felt a bit different. It was really pleasing to see the numbers looked pretty much the same in terms of footfall. They'd made the decision, the organisers, quite late in the day to drop the second hall that they use across the way, and they were putting everything into the main hall. I've got to say I was a little bit disappointed as a visitor in that. I totally understand for economic reasons why. But from what I gather, there's quite a few people, new companies on waiting lists waiting to come to Hammerhead. It would have been really good to get those businesses out in the forefront of people's minds, give them some publicity, and I'm sure would have made the show even better. Likewise, because it was all in one hall, it felt that bit busier than normal, which was purely down to the condensing of the numbers of people. Catering couldn't cope. Queues trying to get into the catering area at lunchtime. I mean, we bought something en route and sat in the car and had it, but there often has been an issue anyway at Hammerhead in terms of if you want to grab a coffee, just have a sit down. The other hall allows you to perhaps do that a bit more. This one doesn't, so there wasn't really anywhere to break out and chill out for a few minutes, maybe have a look at your catalogues and decide what purchases you're going to make, or just to take a breather. Unless you were playing a game, that facility wasn't there. Likewise, as a result, the facilities for the gents by lunchtime pretty much were a no-go zone. They weren't the best, let's say, from that point of view. However, that aside, it was great to see so many people turning up and supporting the show. The traders I spoke to seemingly were doing quite well. There were a few I noted that did look particularly quiet throughout the day. Some of them the bigger brands, but I'm sure for them it's more an exercise of publicity anyway, with their scope and volume of sales online. But certainly some of the smaller businesses seem to be doing some really swift business, so that's great. In terms of my views on the games, Hammerhead is not partisan. It's a show that's designed to be very much participation games, and therefore the quality probably in a lot of cases isn't as high a standard as partisan. There were some excellent games, don't get me wrong, and some very good quality games, and appreciate the hard work everyone puts into a game, whatever it is. It's hard work running a game at a show. However, it is meant to be a participation show, and there were several tables that we walked around where, one, nobody spoke to you, and two, it looked to me like the guys running the game were pretty much just having a game between themselves. So I didn't see members of the public involved, which from my point of view I think probably is a little bit naughty. It is a show and it's an exhibition to try and get new blood into the hobby, but everyone to their own. That's their choice. So in terms of things I purchased yesterday, lots of hobby related material, grass tufts. Got a nice deal on those. My usual ton weight in MDF bases. Some ArmyPainter washes and undercoat paints, brush on primer, which I use a lot for my undercoating, and my soft tone, which I use a lot for my washes. I bought some little spears, sort of standalone pikes from Pendraken, which resulted in a little order going in with them. I haven't got that obviously yet. I'll get that in the next week or so for my first venture into some Italian Wars period related figures, and as a result I had to buy some reading material to do a little bit of research. I heard this book particularly mentioned on the Yorkshire Gamers podcast when he was interviewing Simon Miller, because I know Simon was involved with the publication of this particular book, and I know Ken, a Yorkshire Gamer, has his own book in the offing with Hellion very shortly as well, which I'm really interested in getting. So hoping to do a bit of reading and find out a bit more re Italian Wars. And the other book I bought was Grand Empires. This is available on Amazon as well. This particular one is Austerlitz, Board Games Becoming War Games. This is a board game stroke war game in a book. And on the video in a moment you'll see that I did take some video, a little interview with the designer of these games, Martin, and he'll tell you a little bit more about them. But they were really good, these chaps. They had a stand set up with these games laid out. They were just sort of talking to people, explaining to people about the game. They're very passionate about what they're doing. Got some great material out there. For me, this really struck a chord with me. I'm very keen myself, very passionate about trying to get board gamers into wargaming and vice versa. I think there's a lot of crossover between the two hobbies, and bringing new blood into the hobby as well. And this for me was a really good product that might fit that, and also help encourage new people to take those first steps into wargaming or board gaming per se. So without further ado, here's some pictures and some video from Hammerhead 2023. Hope you enjoy it.
I might come back and have a game a bit later. If that's okay. Yeah. Just wanted to record some stuff for putting on my channel. If that's okay.
Oh yeah. Which one are you?
The Prasutagus, the Orwell Wargamer. It's only a small channel.
Oh right. Yeah.
I always like to try and highlight the games at the shows.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see this game for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I think you took it to Salute last time.
No. It's going to Salute this year. It was at Partisan, the other Partisan, Edinburgh. Yeah.
During rule sets.
Ah, okay.
But because it's Wars of the Roses, you can use Italian wars. You can use Italian pikes and Italian crossbows and shot.
Yeah.
And mix it up a bit.
That looks really good. Love the figures.
I'm sure they didn't have that many.
What make of the figures you use?
Everything.
Oh, a bit of everything, yeah.
There's very few that's not mixed up, but they're front one. They're Perry's. Nobody knows them there.
Right.
They're all mixed. They're just from his bits bags.
Okay. Yeah. Is this a particular battle that you're playing here, or
sorry?
is this a particular battle that you're playing here?
No, it's just
a mock-up.
Been coming many years, and people want to know. They always come for the rule sets.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit lazy.
Yeah. So which rules are you using? Is it your own or?
Yeah, they're own.
Your own, yeah.
Yeah. This is a very simplified version here today, in case anybody wants to join in.
Yeah.
We don't want to spend an hour explaining the rules to people. It's about
No, sure.
not much. So turn sequence, movement is a page.
Yep.
Command is another page. It's another thing, we insist on having command rather than just randomly moving stuff around.
Yeah.
Supply
Yep.
doesn't apply for the first half dozen turns because of course everybody's going into battle fully loaded.
Yeah.
And then combat. So yeah, 4 pages.
Right. No, that's good. Get the youngsters involved. Get the new blood in.
We've had quite a bit of interest so far.
Good.
Nobody's been brave enough to actually get involved with playing. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm sure they will later. They're probably all spending their money at the moment on the trade stands.
Nukes will happen at some point later. Guarantee that for fun. So that might get some people interested.
I love your building sort of city blocks.
Yeah.
You scratch build those or?
No, they're the lovely models. You go around that corner, there's a company called Brigade Models.
Oh, okay,
Sorry, Francis.
brigades.
They're all brigades. They call them small scale scenery. They're actually based on
Very nice.
1/1000.
Okay.
The ground scale is about 1 to 10,000 roughly.
Yeah.
The models are 1 to 300 grouped on bases, and the scenery. So it's not the right scale, but it indicates clearly that we're fighting on a bigger area.
Yeah, it gives a feel for that scale. Yeah.
It does work well.
No, they look really nice. I'll just take some zoom-ins if I may.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No, just some chicken
So let's get the artillery.
So I think you done for your movement.
slightly different than normal board games you get because they've actually got lighting which completely changes the face of the game. So this is Lord of the Rings.
So, sorry, what's your name?
Martin.
Martin, tell me a bit about your game.
So I'm Martin Browley. I'm part of Wargame shop. We've developed these Napoleonic battle games called Grand Empires. It's basically a war game battle as a board game in a book. So basically you get the rules, you get the actual board in there, you get the playing counters, which the battle counters are double-sided. You also get all the ancillary charts you need for keeping track of the battle. You get event cards which only occur within each battle, and most importantly the rules for the actual game are exactly the same for each following on battle, so you only have to learn the rules once.
Okay.
So the difference between a normal sort of board game for the Napoleonic and these is that you've got light units and you've got sapper units, and the light units just make the actual scale of the battle completely different. So they're just annoying little things which hold your main forces up and stop you advancing forward, especially if they're in cover.
Okay. And what? So you got Austerlitz.
Yep. So we've got
Waterloo,
Austerlitz at the moment.
and Borodino.
The series comes as Austerlitz, Waterloo, Borodino, and Ligny, and we've got Leipzig, which is going to be released in the next few months. So that's just in the test play stage at the moment.
Great. Okay. And your colleague was saying there's plans for a civil war.
Yeah, so we're working on the principle that we're going to change the format slightly, but keep it as it is. It's a battle within the book.
Okay.
And it's Gettysburg is going to be the first one of them. So again, we're test playing Gettysburg at the moment.
Yeah.
Just finalising the rules because they need to be slightly different, obviously, because the musketry is smooth bore muskets compared with rifled muskets.
Yeah.
So the ranges are slightly different. Different artillery pieces.
Okay.
And obviously cavalry takes less of a part in the Napoleonic, in the American Civil War than it does in the Napoleonic.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Just watch your space.
Yeah. Where can people buy these?
So you can buy them online at Amazon, Waterstones, Noble Books if you're in America.
Okay.
Any of the wargaming bookshops, about Caliber books, Christopher Morris books.
Okay.
They're all available online.
Great. Lovely. Great. Thanks very much.
I'll send you.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah, that's good.
We'll be releasing this 30 Years War next month on Peter's website. A card, please. One card.